I'm going to be honest with you. When I first heard someone say, "Put a clove of garlic near your door and money will start flowing in," I laughed. I rolled my eyes and moved on with my day. Because let's face it, most of us have been bombarded with empty promises. Manifest your dream life in 24 hours. Just think rich and you'll be rich. Sound familiar? But then something shifted. Out of sheer curiosity, maybe even a bit of desperation, I tried it. I placed one single clove of garlic in the southeast corner of my living room, said nothing, and waited. Within days, a project I thought had vanished reappeared. A friend I hadn't spoken to in months suddenly paid back an old debt. And the weirdest part, I felt different, clearer, grounded, like the heaviness I'd been carrying about money had finally started to lift. This isn't about superstition. It's about symbolism, intention, and energy, concepts that modern science is finally starting to catch up to. Because we know now that the environment around you influences how you feel, how you think, and ultimately what you attract. A garlic clove doesn't have to be magic. It just has to mean something. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through a 7-day process that doesn't just change your energy around money. It gives you a tool to rewire the way you interact with abundance entirely. No expensive tools, no mystical incantations, no new age fluff. Just something simple, ancient, and shockingly effective. So if you're ready to stop chasing wealth and start creating space for it, keep watching. Because what's coming next might just surprise you. Part 1. Why garlic? The story you were never told. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt a heaviness, like something unseen was weighing on your chest? Or maybe you've met someone whose smile looked friendly but left you drained afterward, like they somehow took a piece of your energy with them. We don't talk about it often, but most of us have experienced that gut-level awareness. Something's off, something's not safe. That's where garlic enters the picture. And no, not as a cooking ingredient, but as a shield. One of the oldest and most misunderstood tools for energy protection in human history. You've probably seen garlic hanging in old kitchens or strung over the doors of rustic homes in old movies. You may have laughed, thinking it was just for vampires or superstition. But what if I told you that behind that tradition lies a deeper truth, one that's rooted in both biology and something far more mysterious? Here's what most people don't know. Garlic isn't just a food. It's a carrier of volatile sulfur compounds that, yes, give it its pungent smell, but more importantly, make it a natural purifier. It neutralizes toxins in the body. It fights off viruses and bacteria. But here's where it gets fascinating. It's not just your physical body that garlic has been used to protect. Across dozens of cultures and thousands of years, garlic has been seen as a protector of energy. It was buried with pharaohs in Egypt. It was worn around the neck in ancient Greece during times of transition. It was placed at the front of homes across Europe to ward off ill-willed spirits or people. Why? Because garlic wasn't just considered strong, it was considered sacred. And before you write this off as spiritual folklore, ask yourself why modern science has begun to validate the role of sensory anchors, like smell, texture, and symbolism, in calming the nervous system and influencing subconscious behavior. Garlic hits all three. It has a bold smell that instantly commands attention. Its texture is knotted, earthy, raw, like something that grew through struggle. And symbolically, it's been linked to protection, resilience, and purification for as long as human memory can trace. Think about what garlic really is. It hides underground, shielded in layers, sharp at its core, hard to break down. That's not coincidence, that's metaphor. It mirrors what we long to feel when we're facing negativity, stress, or scarcity. Strong, protected, untouchable. In a world where we are constantly exposed to information overload, emotional tension, and financial uncertainty, the need for energetic protection is more relevant than ever. And while you might have crystals on your desk or a lucky charm in your pocket, garlic offers something different. It's not polished or pretty. It doesn't try to impress. It just works. In fact, some of the wealthiest, most grounded people in history swore by physical symbols of protection, not because they were naive, but because they understood something most of us forget. When your energy is clean and clear, your path becomes obvious. Oprah Winfrey, for instance, has often spoken about creating sacred spaces and surrounding herself with objects that carry intentional energy. She's not alone. From athletes to CEOs to spiritual leaders, many high performers use physical cues to stay mentally aligned. Garlic is one of the most ancient versions of that principle. It reminds you to stay centered, to block out the noise, and to focus on what you're building, not what's trying to stop you. So the next time you hold a garlic clove, don't just see it as food. See it as a message. A reminder that even the most humble, overlooked thing can hold immense power when treated with reverence. Because maybe the garlic isn't magic, but maybe your belief is. And when that belief is paired with clarity, with ritual, with action, things begin to shift. And that, right there, is the story they never told you about garlic. Not about vampires, not about old wives' tales, but about an ancient tool that still has a place in the modern world, if you're ready to see it for what it really is. Part 2, Days 1-3, Cleanse Your Financial Energy. Let's be honest, most people think financial change starts with a budget or a spreadsheet. But that's not where it begins. True, lasting abundance begins with clearing the space inside you and around you where your money energy lives. And during days 1-3 of this garlic ritual, that's exactly what you'll be doing. Not just managing money, but cleansing the energetic patterns that block it. Because the truth is, wealth doesn't flow into cluttered, conflicted environments, physical or emotional. Let's begin with day 1, the garlic placement. On the first morning, take a single clove of fresh, unpeeled garlic and hold it in your hand for 1 full minute. This isn't about superstition. It's about stillness, intention, and energetic imprinting. As you hold the garlic, speak this aloud or in your mind. I am clearing space for abundance to enter. This phrase isn't magic, but saying it while holding something ancient and potent, like garlic, gives your subconscious a sensory trigger. Next, place the clove near your front entrance. This is where energy enters your home. In Feng Shui, it's known as the mouth of qi. When you place garlic here, you're signaling to the universe that you're done accepting chaotic, stale energy. You're ready for clarity, direction, and flow. Day 2, detox the financial corners. This is the day to clean, literally and symbolically. Take a few minutes to wipe down the corners of your home where you keep financial items, your wallet, your desk, your drawer full of unpaid bills. But as you clean, do it with mindfulness. Whisper as you work, I release what no longer serves my prosperity. This matters more than you might think. Studies in behavioral science have shown that physical cleaning can rewire your brain's perception of readiness. When you declutter your physical space, you send a neurological message that says, I'm organized, I'm capable, I'm ready to receive. That's not just psychology, that's energetic truth. Now take a second garlic clove and place it near your money drawer or wherever you store important financial papers. The goal here is to absorb residual fear, shame, or confusion. Garlic is known for absorbing toxins. In this ritual, you're letting it draw out financial toxins, old patterns, poor decisions, negative beliefs you've internalized about money being hard to earn or never enough. Day 3, clear the internal dialogue. This day is about the space in your mind. Because even if your bank account changed overnight, it wouldn't matter if your inner script kept telling you stories like, I'm bad with money, I'll never get ahead, I wasn't raised to be wealthy. Those phrases live deep inside and they repeat like background noise. But garlic is a purifier, and you're going to use it for your thoughts too. Sit in a quiet place. Hold your third garlic clove, close your eyes. Take 10 slow breaths. With each exhale, release a limiting belief about money. Say it, then follow with a phrase like, I release this story and I replace it with one that honors my abundance. For example, I release the belief that money is selfish. I now believe money allows me to serve at a higher level. Then place this garlic clove near your bedside for the night. Let it become a symbol of the mental clutter you've cleared. You don't need to believe garlic has magic powers. What matters is this: your mind, your environment, your attention, they are magnets. And when you align them with symbols of intention, your energy shifts. What you focus on expands. And in these first 3 days, you're not just doing something with garlic. You're training your nervous system to expect clarity. You're rewiring your relationship with wealth, not just as something you chase, but something you prepare space for. So often, people want transformation without preparation. But nothing real can land in a life that's energetically jammed up. These 3 days aren't about superstition. They're about making space, clearing pathways, sending a signal to life that says, I'm no longer available for struggle, I'm making room for wealth. And once that signal is clear, what comes next is no longer random, it's response. The world will respond. Your body will respond. The opportunities you've been chasing may begin to feel like they're finally chasing you back. But first, you have to clean the space. And now, you have. Part 3. Days 4-5. Rewire your relationship with abundance. By day 4, something subtle has likely begun to shift. The air in your home may feel a little lighter. Your thoughts might feel less frantic. You've already cleared space physically, emotionally, energetically. But now comes the deeper work, rewiring the internal blueprint you carry around abundance. Because the truth is, most of us didn't grow up with a healthy model for it. We were taught to associate money with stress, fear, conflict, or guilt. And whether we know it or not, we're still living out those early scripts. So on days 4 and 5, you're not just calling in more money. You're rewriting what wealth means to you and teaching your nervous system that it's safe to receive. Day 4 begins with a shift in language. Today, when you wake up, place a garlic clove on your windowsill. Let it absorb the morning light. This isn't about folklore, it's about symbolism. The window is where light enters, and the words you speak from the moment you open your eyes shape the energy of your entire day. Stand by the window with the garlic before you and say aloud, I give myself permission to welcome wealth without guilt, without fear, without apology. Pause, breathe, let the words hang. So many of us never even say that out loud, not once in our lives. But saying it while holding a tangible object, something alive, natural, protective, tells your subconscious, this is real, this is safe, this is allowed. Throughout day 4, practice replacing scarcity thoughts with abundance anchors. When your mind says, there's not enough, replace it with, everything I need is finding its way to me. If you catch yourself stressing over a bill instead of spiraling, say, I am trusted by the universe to handle greater flow. This isn't toxic positivity, it's retraining your thought patterns. Neuroscience shows that when we consciously disrupt fear-based thoughts and replace them with empowered ones, new neural pathways begin to form. And when those pathways are tied to emotional anchors, like speaking near light or holding garlic as a symbol of resilience, they strengthen faster. End day 4 with a moment of reflection. Before bed, take the same garlic clove and move it from your windowsill to your nightstand. Say, I rest tonight with wealth as my ally, not my enemy. Let that be your last thought before sleep. Day 5 is about activating generosity, not just the act of giving, but the belief that you have enough to give. Abundance isn't only about receiving, it's about flow. And flow needs movement. So today, pick one small act of generosity to perform. Donate a few dollars to a cause, leave a generous tip, give something meaningful to a friend. It doesn't matter how much. What matters is that you send a message to your nervous system. I trust in overflow. As you do it, carry a clove of garlic in your pocket. Let it be a grounding symbol, a reminder that you're operating from a new code now, not one of fear, but of expansion. Later in the day, hold the garlic again and speak this. I give with ease because I live in flow, and what I give returns to me multiplied. Feel those words in your chest. Let them override the quiet panic that says, what if I don't have enough? Because the reality is that fear will always be loud until you teach your body a new truth. And this ritual, this small object, this simple act, is how you do it. You're training yourself to respond to life not with contraction but with openness. End day 5 with a journal entry. Ask yourself, what story about money have I been living? And what story am I ready to write instead? Write freely. Don't edit. The garlic next to you acts as a witness, a grounding ally, reminding you that you are safe to tell a new truth. By the end of day 5, the shift won't just be emotional. You'll notice it in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you think. You're no longer reacting to money as something external you must chase. You're relating to it as something energetic that reflects what you believe you deserve. And once that belief changes, the flow changes with it. Abundance stops feeling like a stranger and starts feeling like home. Part 4. Days 6-7. Embody the energy you want to attract. By the time you reach days 6 and 7, something fundamental has happened. You're no longer just experimenting with symbolism or tiptoeing around old beliefs. You've stepped into a space of conscious co-creation. Now it's time to take all the inner shifts you've cultivated, protection, release, rewiring, and start living as if what you desire is already on its way. Not because you're trying to trick the universe, but because embodiment is the language the universe listens to. You become a magnet not by chasing, but by vibrating at the level of what you're calling in. So these final 2 days aren't about rituals, they're about becoming the ritual. Start day 6 by dressing with intention. Don't default to autopilot. Choose colors that reflect how you want to feel: rich, grounded, open, strong. Carry your garlic clove with you again, not in a hidden way, but consciously. Touch it when you're making a decision. Let it remind you that you're no longer operating from lack. When you walk into a room, pause and breathe like someone who trusts that life is working for them. Make eye contact. Speak clearly. You're not performing confidence, you're activating it. And if resistance shows up, good. That means you're changing. As you go through your day, hold this phrase in your back pocket. I already hold the energy of what I seek. Whisper it when doubt creeps in. Say it under your breath before an email, a meeting, a moment of hesitation. Let it pull you forward. In the evening of day 6, take 5 minutes, just 5, and sit with the garlic clove in your hand. Close your eyes. Visualize the version of you who already has what you desire. See where they live, how they move, how they treat others, how they treat themselves. What choices do they make? What energy do they walk with? Then open your eyes and ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do tonight to act like them? Do it. Embodiment isn't about faking, it's about aligning. Day 7 is about integration, not manifesting harder, not repeating mantras on loop, but trusting that you've already planted the seed, and now you live in a way that nurtures it. Start your day by placing the garlic in a bowl of salt and leaving it near your front door. This marks closure, completion, a signal that your inner work is moving outward now. As you leave the house, whisper to yourself, I walk in the energy of prosperity. And then go live it, not in grand gestures, but in micro decisions. The way you say thank you when money arrives. The way you hold yourself in silence. The way you respond to setbacks, not with panic, but with calm curiosity. That's what embodiment looks like. It's in the tone of your voice, the pace of your breath, the way you return to center again and again. Later that day, do something that future you would do. Book that class, apply for that opportunity, start that savings account, have that honest conversation, make that bold ask. The you who lives in abundance doesn't wait for a sign, they become the sign. End day 7 with deep stillness. No garlic in hand, no affirmations, just breath. Let your body absorb the new normal you've been building. You're not chasing anymore. You're receiving. You're not wishing, you're choosing. And And you're not asking if you're ready. You are. This is what abundance feels like. Quiet confidence, grounded action, and the steady belief that life responds to those who move as if it already has. Because now it does. Final. Let's bring everything home. What you've just experienced over these 7 days isn't just a spiritual experiment or an old folk belief repackaged for modern life. It's something far more powerful. It's the reactivation of something you've always known but may have forgotten. That your mind, your energy, your physical space, and your intentions are never separate. They're always speaking to each other, always shaping each other. The clove of garlic you held wasn't just a bulb, it was a decision. The salt, the key, the cloves, they weren't magical by themselves. But they were invitations into mindfulness, into presence, into aligned action. And it's in that alignment where real change begins. Too often we look at life as a puzzle we're trying to solve externally, working harder, chasing more, trying to fix the symptoms of scarcity or stress. But the deeper truth is that most of what we struggle with externally begins energetically. That means money problems are rarely about money. Relationship blocks are rarely about the other person. The chaos in our homes, our jobs, our schedules often mirrors a deeper misalignment between who we are and who we're trying to become. And so, these past 7 days weren't just about using garlic to protect your energy or holding a key to unlock opportunity. They were about teaching your nervous system how to live in alignment with your future self, one breath, one object, one intention at a time. And yes, this is real. There's neuroscience behind every shift you've made. When you wrote down affirmations or visualized yourself living with abundance, your brain began strengthening the neural pathways associated with possibility. When you repeated those new beliefs, you started rewiring your subconscious patterns. When you changed your posture, your words, your reactions, even for a moment, you signaled to your body that a new baseline was forming. This is what transformation actually looks like. Small, repeated actions that over time change the way you see, feel, think, and show up. But here's the most important truth. You don't need to wait for a ritual, a special day, or a mystical object to reconnect with this power again. You already hold it. You always have. What you did with garlic or cloves or keys, what you activated in those moments, was simply a remembering, a returning, a choice to stop outsourcing your power and start living as if you are the architect of your experience. Because you are. So whether you continue with this practice or not, remember what it taught you. That energy responds to clarity, that abundance flows where gratitude lives, and that protection isn't something you beg for. It's something you build through intention, awareness, and self-trust. Don't wait for the world to confirm your worth before you live as if it's true. You are worthy now. You are ready now. The life you want is already orbiting you. All you need to do is step into resonance with it, not by force, not by fear, but by presence. And that's the real secret.